Two more teams punched their tickets to the 2017 NCAA Final Four yesterday. Seventh-seeded South Carolina clinched the school's first ever Final Four appearance with a win over SEC rival Florida, while North Carolina and Kentucky came down to the game's final seconds.
Ooh. Fox has it. Give it. Let's see if they... Monk to tie it. Oh, an impossible shot. Pinson with 5. Looks up. Driving in. May for the win. North Carolina with 0.3 seconds to go.
That buzzer beater means North Carolina will be making a record 20th trip to the Final Four. The Tar Heels will face the Oregon Ducks on Saturday, and South Carolina will play Gonzaga in the other semifinal game. It'll be the first Final Four appearance for both of those schools.
Let's bring in CBS Sports college basketball analyst Chip Patterson. He joins us now from Raleigh, North Carolina. So, Chip, want to get you to preview next weekend's Final Four games for us, but let's start by getting your reaction to that unbelievable finish yesterday between UNC and Kentucky.
Well, on a floor full of future NBA players for both Kentucky and North Carolina, 4-star recruits, 5-star recruits, guys were some of the best high school basketball players in the country. It is an under-recruited sophomore, just 6'8". His teammates call him K-Love as a reference to the NBA's Kevin Love. And Luke May etched himself not only into North Carolina basketball history along the sides of Charlie Scott and Michael Jordan and other greats that have hit game winners in a big stage, but Luke May is going to go down in NCAA tournament history. It was some sweet poetry for North Carolina, which, if you will remember, on the biggest stage a year ago against Villanova, hit a three-pointer to tie, then lost on a buzzer beater. This time, Kentucky hits a three-pointer to tie. Luke May delivers. It was a total team effort for North Carolina, just the way that Roy Williams and Dean Smith would have drawn it up.
Wait, did you say 6'8"? Is that what
6'8". Luke May is just 6'8".
Holy smokes, is that all? All right, so UNC advances to play Oregon, right, in one of these semifinal games. What are you going to be watching when the Tar Heels take on the Ducks?
Well, right now, there's this really, really fun West Coast rivalry. The Oregon Ducks have told anyone who's asked, reporters, media members, teammates, opposing players, that the West Coast gets ignored. They've got a big chip on their shoulder, and what better team to take it out on than North Carolina? Oregon, Gonzaga, South Carolina, they haven't been on this stage before. The first time all three of those head coaches have made the Final Four. Roy Williams, on the other hand, this is routine for him, and the North Carolina fans believe this is just like 2005 and 2009 when they won the national championship. So I'm looking to see if Oregon, which is led by a pair of fiery Southern California products in Tyler Dorsey and Jordan Bell, if they continue to bring this "you're sleeping on the West Coast" attitude, a chip on their shoulder that could add some fun to that semifinal game.
On the other side of the bracket are two teams that have never before played in a Final Four. What stands out to you about Gonzaga and South Carolina?
Well, Gonzaga is a team that they were a Cinderella back in 1999, but since then they've become regular participants in the NCAA tournament, dominating out in the West Coast Conference, but falling short. But what I think we will see against South Carolina is a Gonzaga team that has been rated as one of the top 5 or 10 most efficient teams all season, was even number 1 in the country in the Associated Press poll for 4 weeks. They will prove to be a deserving 1 seed. They've been a 1 seed before, but they've never gotten this far. The South Carolina experience is a great testament to loyalty. It's the loyalty of Sindarius Thornwell, the Gamecock star guard, who could have gone anywhere but decided to stay near his hometown of Lancaster, South Carolina. To the loyalty of Frank Martin, who has dedicated himself to building this program. He has had a hard struggle to get to this point, and all he has done has been a gracious winner, crediting everyone from Coach K to the first principal that hired him as a high school coach along the way. But ultimately, in that semifinal, I think the consistency and the efficiency of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, a team that is led by transfer players that have made sacrifices to get to this stage, I think Gonzaga will emerge and get to that national championship game.
Chip Patterson, every time I say Gonzaga, I got to think about it because everything about me wants to say Gonzaga, and I have to say, no, it's the Zags, it's the Zags. Chip.
It's the Zags. Yeah, you just got to say it's the Zags.
It's the Zags. Chip Patterson of CBS Sports, thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, guys. Y'all be well.